Oh, my eyelids are burning. They're about to poke a hole in my eyelid. Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome to Rich Fulcher's TalkBox, the podcast for the intellectual. This guest coming up is one of my favorites. Her name is Elf Lyons. She's not your typical comedian. She does a lot of physical stuff. Very funny. Recently come into a lot of awards, the Sky Arts Award and others, which I can't name right now. So please have a watch and listen. And let's get right to it, okay? It's right over here, I think. My eyes hurt. Betty Grumble! Hi, what are you doing here?
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you.
Do we hug? Okay.
Oh, we do. We
okay,
do.
good.
Oh, there's your phone.
Oh, sorry. Yes, good.
Physical comedy.
There we go.
That's right.
I always have to remind myself to interact with people like I've interacted with human beings before. Otherwise, I sometimes come across like, when you reboot a Tamagotchi. No?
No.
Okay. Well,
No, but do you ever do this? Like, you just got up and then you haven't spoken or anything, and then your first words are like, "Bleh."
yeah. I've been trying to make it a rule when I go into the ticket house, where the train...
Hut.
Where the trains live and the ticket people are. Then there's the coffee shop there. They've got lots of very young Gen Z, like young youth behind
With piercings.
With piercings and just pure souls. But none of them originally, when I'd go, hi, how are you? They would never respond. They go, and they'd sort of, retract. And then every day I come in and I'm like, hi, how are you? And now I've built up a rapport with all of them because I just will not let the conversation fail. But then one of them, and one of the guy who is, I think, frightened of me, I just saw him the other day and I went, oh my God, you've got so much hair. Because I'd never noticed that he had a beard. And then he burst out laughing, which was a good response. And then the young ticket gentleman, he burst out laughing and he said he's always had hair. And I was like, I've never noticed your hair. I normally just...
Did he have a hairnet?
No,
I
think I've only ever been looking at his eyes.
Okay.
And today was the first time I took in his whole visage.
Yes.
So I don't
But
normally...
you're saying that Gen X, they don't speak much to each other.
Yeah. Or is it Gen X or
They're not good at conversation.
They're not good at... But actually, I saw this the other day. I was in... and tell me if I'm talking too much.
Okay. Not yet.
So,
Kenny will tell you.
Oh, will he?
Yeah.
Oh, does Kenny tell you?
Yeah, he has an electric taser that's hooked up to the chair.
Have you ever watched someone be tased before?
On video, but not.
We
in
watched
real
my
life.
dad get tased once, and it was so funny.
By the cops?
No, just in the garden. We used to have 3 big German Shepherds. Well, we still do, but different ones because the other ones grew old and they passed away. But anyway, and they all had electric the necklace collars for dogs.
Yes.
So when they go over the gate, so they wouldn't chase cyclists, basically. And then one day the electric fence went down. And so my dad was like, oh, so he had to take the electric necklaces off the dogs. And then it came back on and nobody told him. And there was this brilliant moment where he crossed over and he got this huge electric shock from all 3 of them at the same time. Oh, well,
couldn't you get killed?
I didn't consider it at the time, but Mum thought it was incredibly funny. We had such a love. So, and when we were little, we used to play pranks on him all the time because we always used to win clock radios in fancy dress competitions. And my mum would make us set them for all different times of the night and then hide them around my dad's room.
But did you have cameras out in the back? Because if you did, you could have video of that whole thing.
No, we didn't do that.
That would be great.
It just lives in the memory.
Damn it!
I'm so sorry.
Those memory things.
Memories.
They don't last as long.
No.
Oh,
and also,
man.
every time you remember something, you re-remember it. You reprogram it. So it's better to not remember things until it comes to you authentically, because then you go, oh, that's the authentic memory.
That's true.
So I try not to remember anything. I try to just live in the present until I remember something.
And plus, we forget all the bad stuff, too. a lot of times.
Do you forget all the bad stuff?
Usually.
That's probably why, with the greatest respect, you've got very good skin. You've got like very nice, like you're full of collagen, and perhaps you're not riddled with the memories of negativity.
This is collagen I'm drinking right now. Yeah, I've got
That
it out the
pure gold
wazoo.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I only ever remember the negative things, which is why I have to wake up every morning. I have to list all the things I'm happy about.
Okay. So maybe it's a way of getting it out of your system.
Yeah.
Do you dream a lot?
I dream all the time.
Okay.
Do you dream?
Yeah, not as much as I should, but yeah. So listen, I just want to congratulate you on everything you've done.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Good.
And
Is this a bit? Do you do this to everyone?
No.
Oh.
I've never done this, but I just want to
Okay.
congratulate you.
I'm going to watch and find out. You do this every time.
I don't.
Because it's so nice to be
I usually start
congratulated.
out young, but I'm just saying that it's amazing all the stuff you've done. And you're
Thanks.
about to do a run at the Soho Theatre.
I am about to do a run at the Soho Theatre.
What dates? I just want to get the plug out.
Oh, should we do the plugging? It's
Yeah.
from the 12th to the 20th of December at 9:45 in the main theatre space. Should I say it
That's
to the camera?
late.
I know it is late, isn't it? So it's a harder sell than usual, but quite fun because two of the shows are quite. Well, I mean, no, they're all exceptionally. I'm really proud of all of them, but two of them are quite visceral and like the goods come out. So I suppose after Watershed is a good time.
Now, do you think you're doing 3 different
Yeah.
shows? Do you think people are going to watch all 3?
People do come to see all 3, which is
Do
quite.
they get a discount?
Yeah, they do get a discount.
Yes! Discount! I love the discounts.
I love discounts as well.
Yeah.
Incentives matter.
Incentives matter.
That was one of the first lessons my dad always taught me. Incentives matter.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that's Play-Doh or something, but that was
No,
your dad.
no, it's just,
Yeah.
well, it's an economic thing. Incentives
Yeah.
matter. The price mechanism is one of the most important parts of economic theory, and failure is not an option.
Wait, hold on. Your dad was an economist?
Yes, and he still is. He's not dead.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why?
I didn't mean to make it think that your dad was dead.
No, I know he's not dead. Oh my God! Imagine if you.
I didn't say
imagine
your
if you were the
dad,
one-
who's dead, is an economist.
No, he's not. He's not dead. He seems fine.
Does he teach?
No, well, he's still a working economist, so he still sort of does economic stuff. And he's in the show. One of the
Wow.
shows is all about economics.
Is it micro or macro he's into? 'Cause that's
Global economics. He loves. Well, I think it's sort of a little bit of both, but I would say probably macroeconomic. He's really focused on Asian markets, and I just think he's really cool. I love talking to him about economics.
What does he think of AI?
So we actually did a podcast episode on this.
What?
Yeah, we do an economics.
You do a
Go on,
podcast?
my dad about economics.
Well,
Plug.
Kenny, you can't talk about other podcasts
Oh, sorry.
on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but this is interesting. Go
Okay. No,
on.
well,
AI.
Well, the thing is, you can't get. Well, I mean, he'll explain it better. My logic is that it's just with anything, you can't get rid of it. So it's just about how you utilize
Embrace
it.
it.
Embracing it, but also, again, incentivizing ways that you don't become reliant on AI. I think what's going to
Like,
happen.
this is AI. You go like this to AI.
What, you cuddle it? Well, I suppose so. I mean, I'm still quite nice to my ChatGPT. But I think, like when you do like.
Fuck you, Chad.
Do you use ChatGPT?
Yeah, I do occasionally.
Yeah.
I've started to. I'm afraid I'm going to get addicted to it. Yeah.
Thing is, it's about making sure you use it for things that you could. My rule is I never use it for anything creative, but for anything that I like, because I'm very dyslexic. So when it comes to maths and understanding things, I sometimes go, can you just help clarify this for me? Or if I get a lot of medical stuff done, and when my medical test results come through, I sometimes just can you explain this in layman's terms for me?
Oh, nice.
Which
Well,
I do
if you
find
have
is
to
helpful.
buy a specific prop for your show,
Mm-hmm.
you go, where can I get like an 18-foot shoe or something?
Mm-hmm.
Not that that's what you do in your
Oh,
show.
well, I mean, I've used quite a lot of things in my shows.
Where can I get
Yeah.
a steel bra or
Mm-hmm.
something? They'll be able to tell you in London.
Now, I find the internet, if you just put that onto Instagram, there's always one guy who knows where you can get a steel bra.
That's true.
Yeah. A lot of kink places you could probably get a steel bra. Like, you just reach out to, like, Crossbreed or any of one of those kink platforms.
Well, that was a bad question.
Okay, sorry.
That was a bad example.
No, it wasn't a bad example. If anything, it was quite evident because we came to an answer. Sorry, am I doing this well?
No, you're doing great.
Am I?
I mean,
Okay.
half the podcast is over.
Is it?
Yeah.
How long do we
Kitty,
talk
how
for?
much time do we have? No, we've got loads of time left.
Right. Okay. I take everything very seriously,
Yeah.
but I am
Well,
fun.
see, I pick up on that. I
Okay.
usually am always kidding around. People
Okay.
say I kid around too much.
No.
That's my problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. But you can't.
Or here's another thing people say about me. They don't know whether I'm telling the truth or not.
This is fascinating
Mm-hmm.
because I had this. My ex, I would be saying something, and then he would assume that I was pretending, and I would go, "No, I am telling the truth." And he'd go, "No, I know you. You're pretending," and I'd
You're
get
a
really cross.
pretender.
So then I'd have to pretend to tell the truth. Like I'd have to really. Oh, I would have to act for him to then believe me about things I wanted him to believe me on.
Was this guy in showbiz?
He was a showbizman.
Oh, see that I thought he wouldn't be because he would just assume, oh, she's acting.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I don't think I could fall in love with an actor anymore because they're ever so good at acting.
Yeah.
And you just can't. So only I fell in love
Bastards.
with a bad actor because I would just be too wondering if they were doing a bit. Do you know
And
what
this guy was Tom Holland.
I mean? Tom Holland?
No,
Who's
no.
Tom Holland? Which one is he? Is he Batman?
I'm just
Batman.
kidding.
Who's Batman?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
There's about 8 Batmans, right?
But
George
Tom,
Clooney.
was he Batman?
Yeah.
He was in ER.
Yes. As Batman.
No.
Scalpel.
I don't know who Tom Holland is.
No, I just threw that name out.
No, but now I'm
just
stressed.
saying you married or you were going out with a pretty famous actor.
Was I? No. Well, yes. Wait, what? No, are you joking now?
No, but I mean, if he truly is a bad actor, then he would be
talk
more
to human
of a
beings. I'm
fit.
so scared.
Oh no! You should practice talking before you get on this thing.
No, well, this is how when I was little and I had to start learning to talk to people on the phone and talking to boys, I used to write calling cards of like questions. And I remember talking to this boy, Arthur, on my mobile telephone when I was about 22. And I had like a list of questions to ask him. Just in case the conversation ran out.
Some people say, here's the schools of mime, is that you're holding the handle.
Yeah.
But this is the phone.
This is the phone.
So this isn't realistic.
No.
As much as...
Yeah.
I'm just talking improv. In improv, we used to do mime stuff. So you pretend that the actual object is... Or like if you've got a washcloth, do you do it so there's a gap? Mm-hmm. Or do you do this as your hand is the washcloth?
It's like with the one thing with improv when you watch back, like I teach mime sometimes genuinely, and I recently I was working with some Boom Chicago, lovely improvisers.
Oh, I know them.
Do you?
Yeah, I know the guy that started it.
Oh, really? What's his name, Andrew or Neil
Yes.
or something? Yes, I was there I was there teaching them, and what I can't stand in improv, my rule is, if you mime anything, it has to be there the whole way through. I hate it when someone mimes a table
and forgets about it and walks through it.
Or like this, it's, oh, I'm cooking. Oh, fun. Oh, no. Oh, what? I'm an elephant. I'm like, what are you cooking?
Look at this meal.
Like, make it...
Hey.
Make it really accurate. Like, what would be so much funny is you could have the most boring conversation in improv. But if I'm just watching you, like, really carefully peeling something, everyone's going to be laughing going, what's this individual cooking? Like, there's a really cool improviser. There's a double act called Bear Pack, and there's one of the improvisers.
I like that name.
Yeah, they're great. And
That's a good name.
There's a guy in it called Carl, and he's a beautiful mime artist. And when I met him, I was like, your mime's great. Because it was this lovely choice. It was quite a boring scene, which was why it was funny. But the character was just taking so many things off him.
It was distracting to the scene.
But he was taking so much off. You're like, where's this guy been? And then when he had to leave again, he then put everything back on. And it was just the delicacy and the focus was really like,
That's just showing off.
no, but that's what we like. Audiences want you to show off.
Not in improv.
Really?
Yeah.
That's silly. That's really
So
silly.
what, did you do shows at Boom too?
Yeah, I did. I started workshopping a new show there a couple of weeks ago.
Isn't
So
it great?
I really liked it, and I liked.
They've really got the tourists going in there.
It's a lovely space. The one in Amsterdam, and the improvisers there and their current like pro team. The only thing I don't like about improv is this, where they like run across and they tap you.
Yeah.
There's always one guy who's like
Really hard.
yeah, and they go. And then the thing about a lot of improvisers is it's always focusing on the verbal.
It's really coming out.
It's never the body. Like, start from the body first and then let the...
Where's your animal spine? Right?
Yeah.
Are you a giraffe?
Yeah.
Are you a weeble?
Yeah. Like, start from the body and then let it come through in another way.
That's true.
Because otherwise you have these things where everyone's standing there and you're like, you're not funny verbally. So just do something with your arms.
A lot of people, they don't really focus on the physical that improvise. I give you that. Yeah.
Drives me twisted. Yeah, I get fucking annoyed.
Have you always been, because you started comedy quite young, when you were like 6, right?
Yeah, really little. Really little.
Performing?
Yeah, well, my first gig I was 16 or 17. And my dad took me to the gig, and I had to like argue that I was over 18 to get me in. And then
You did or your dad did?
My dad argued to get me in because I was
economically.
No, just like in a like manly. He was like,
Oh, yeah.
she is of age, and she is my daughter, and she is booked to play. But in a nice
Statistics show
Yeah.
that her height is the
yeah. And he managed to blag to get my friends Fish and Paul into the gig as well because they were both 16.
Anytime you can get a fish in.
Yeah.
That's
He now works
great.
for Amnesty International, and he's doing quite well, but he doesn't like being called Fish anymore.
Okay.
And
What is he like being called?
Oh, is that his short name?
Oh, okay. Which is carp.
What is it?
No.
Joshua.
Joshua.
Joshua, but Fish was what we used to call him. I don't know
what
why.
a nice name, Fish.
Yeah.
But will he let you call you Fish?
No, when I saw him, I was like, hey, Fish. And he went, I'm Joshua now.
I don't like that. Because a lot of my friends, or some of my friends, they change their name like midstream.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's to get into SAG,
Yeah.
you know, because you can't have two of the same name. So they go, I'm Julian now, not Julie.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can't fault the other person for saying Julie.
No.
Yeah.
Would you ever, if you had to change your name, is your name your real name?
Yes, but I would call myself Fish.
You.
If he doesn't want it, I would.
Okay.
Fish Fulcher.
Fish.
Hey, everybody!
Yeah, that would be really good. Oh, you did that. Oh, yeah.
Welcome!
Because that would be that's the improv way of doing fish, not like my hand is the fish.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah. Because
Can
they're
you do-
squiggly.
Yeah, can you do the jellyfish? Jellyfish is like that. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
No, you're very talented.
So, did you start to get into the mime when you were younger, or
No, I was so like.
you were more verbal?
Yeah, I don't know. Like you seem so in your body. Were you always super in your body, or did that come in reaction to something?
I like dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't performing.
You were in it.
Yeah, I like to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's so weird now when I think about reviews of me. Before I do any show, I remind myself of the reviews that I got for that show, all the good and the bad and the ugly. Like I read through all of them because even the worst reviews, or you can always take something, and it's good to especially because you can be so critical of yourself as an artist. Like I'm so nasty to myself, and then I have to read the reviews and go, oh no, people love this show. Like I need to trust the audience. I need to stop. I'm toxic in this relationship, and they want this to do well. And if they're saying this and this, I have to remember those feelings. But I read reviews now that describe me as like an incredible physical performer, or like phenomenal mime artist, and these things that.
That's what I read.
Yeah, like when I imagine little me when I was 19, or when I went to Gaulier, ever being told that I would be described like that, like it's so. I think I would have cried, or like I still get emotional because I was so insecure about how I moved. I don't think I really knew how to move. Like when I went to Gaulier when I was 24. And
That's why you went to Gaulier?
Gaulier,
To explain who Gaulier is.
so it's like a theatre school in France, and it was based in the UK. It's been here, there, and everywhere, and like lots of different like really talented artists have trained there. But Philippe didn't like it being called a clown school because he only did clown for 3 weeks of the year.
Right.
And the rest of it was like Shakespeare, Molière, Mask, Neutral Mask.
But Sacha Baron Cohen
Rachel Weisz went there, Emma Thompson went there. Like Daniel Simonson went there.
Did you ever see Baskets?
No. What's
you
that?
Didn't?
No, what's
Oh,
Baskets?
it's Zach Galifianakis. And he goes to a French clown school, which I think is based on Gaulier. And then he becomes a rodeo clown.
Oh, okay,
But
cool.
he wants to be an artistic clown, but in a rodeo.
No,
it's very good.
I've never seen it.
You'd like it.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
Anyway. But I never did clowning, funnily enough, which I think, yeah. But I went because I didn't really have anything to lose. I was 24. I was like, do I want to do a PhD? Do I want to try being a comedian, like, again? And then I just...
PhD in what?
I want to do a PhD exploring the impact of silence on the evolution of the female clown and the body. So, you know when people always talk about how men are...
I was going to do that.
Were you?
No.
Wait, sorry.
Sorry. Damn it.
When you talk about, you know, those stupid articles about men are funnier than women, are women funny? It's always based on written word. It's always based on text, and it's often always based on what you say. And when you look at the history of, when you look at cinema in particular, women actually, when you look at Marilyn Monroe, Lucille Ball, Alice Howe, female clowns, female comedians, and I would say Marilyn Monroe is a clown. Yes. It actually comes through the body because you have less lines. So when you watch lots of Marilyn stuff, she's so funny. She knows exactly how her body moves. Same with Lucille. And when you look at a lot of clowning in Shakespeare, the women often have less lines, but like there's so much clowning that comes from the physicality and going. When people talk about men and women, who's funnier or what's the difference? I actually, when you look at history and female performers like Victoria Wood and Julia Waters, like so much of it is in the physical first, not the vocal.
But isn't the bottom line, though, in this type of comedy, is not being afraid to make fun of yourself? So even men or women, if you're not afraid to look silly,
I suppose
then you're a step above.
But it's also like making sure that you're not afraid to be silly so you control that power over how audiences view you. Like what I like about a lot of those artists is they're so... I think it's the difference between when people talk about the clown not having gender, I'm like, that's absolute bollocks. Like that's such a lie. You cannot remove gender from an artist on stage. Like, for example, my mate Damien, who does Gary Starr, he gets fully naked on stage and he's super naked and he does the whole show Penguins. And it's a really fun show. It's super fun.
Block and tackle,
like everything.
Wow!
And it works.
What is the address of this place?
Go and see it. It works for a variety of reasons, which I won't necessarily convey because I think that's more his to analyze, and also we'd probably disagree on certain aspects. But if I tried to do his show, I think it would be funny it would naturally become political. Like you look at Natalie Palamides, the way she uses nudity in her work. She's fucking exceptional. She's like a modern day Buffon because she's always playing with that. Are you going to objectify me? Are you not? Like in your face, like
challenging.
Yeah, and I think naturally when women use nudity on stage or like, what's her name? Phenomenal sex clown based in Australia, and she's great. But like,
who is that sex clown, Kenny?
Betty
you
Grumble.
would know this.
Betty Grumble, but it's like...
Sounds like a Flintstones character.
She's fucking iconic. She's so cool.
Betty Grumble!
Yeah, she'd love it. She's a good woman. But it's like, you use your body... Like, I get naked a lot in my work, and I think it's more important as I get older, especially because, like...
To get naked.
Well, just like... There's that moment where there's this expectation that you have to stop because you have to grow up. And I go, why does nudity have to be something youthful? Because what you're saying then is it's an aesthetic choice and there's something naive and innocent about that. But why can't an adult, like, you know, my body's changed significantly. And like, I'm only 34.
It's probably even more important as you're older to feel free.
To feel free and especially like, Yeah. And anyway, I can't
Are
remember.
you
I've
familiar
tangled
with
off. And
the Worcester School in New York?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because,
No, but tell me more.
apparently Willem Dafoe would get his kid out.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard there was one, I don't know if this is true or not, but there was one show where he and another person would trip on acid, and they would open the curtains just as it was getting to its height, and they'd be totally naked.
Yeah. It's
And I'll be doing that Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Drury Lane Theater.
but just in the audience because you're not doing the show.
No, I'll just be an audience
I think the
member.
Woman in Black's on there. I'd love that during the Woman in Black. You just
And I'd get a discount, wouldn't I?
yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, it's a horror
Harry
show.
Potter. Harry! Harry's dad! Hi! So when you went to the school, how
Yeah.
did your life change?
I think hugely. To be honest, I don't think anything I've achieved. I can't predict. You can't.
Was it a whole year?
I was there for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And was it to say, I'm going to use this to heighten my stand-up?
Yeah, I just had nothing. I went to Adelaide Fringe and loads of the weird
I've
artists.
been to that.
It's cool,
Yeah.
isn't it? What year did you go? I think you might have been there the first time I went.
Earlier.
When it was like
It was
2014 or something.
90s.
90s. Oh, wow. That must have been wild.
Yeah. It was truly wild. I told Kenny about it.
How wild was when you first started? Because I knew you and became familiar with you through the Mighty Boosh when I was a teenager.
Yes.
But before all that, with all the stuff you did, were you always super
No, I
in it?
went to Chicago to do improv and
Oh, so you
sketch.
were you a boom boy?
But no, I was there when they just started
Mm-hmm.
Boom, and they would actually come to Chicago and say, "Hey, we've got this thing in Amsterdam. Who wants to come?" And then I never, yeah.
Okay.
But I visited, yeah. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I started doing that before the Boosh.
You would be quite a good spy, I think.
Yeah.
Because you're quite, you don't give all the answers when I ask you questions. I give you and then you immediately detract and then you take it back. And I'm
Well,
like, but I want to know more about you.
I'm trying to... This is interesting because all of the podcasts, people start asking me questions.
Yeah.
And it's your podcast.
No.
You're the guest.
That's very stupid. I disagree. I'm just a guest. It's like a meal. Like, you have different meals, but you have to have different... You don't go to a restaurant and just have pasta. You have pasta with sauce and pepper and salt and other things. So you've got to really back yourself here. You're like the main part of the dish, and then every guest is like a new flavour. But inherently, when people listen to this podcast, the pasta they want is the fish Fulcher pasta.
See, this is the teacher in you coming out.
Is it?
Yeah. You're telling me how the podcast
Oh,
should
sorry.
be.
No. Look, at the end of the day, you do whatever you want and you follow your... But I'm just giving you some advice on what I think.
No,
I just
agree.
think going further forward, you really need to have a lot more faith in your abilities and realise that we want to interview you just much. So going forward.
Okay. All right.
That was me pretending to be more of a teacher. Is that okay? Am I coming across like a bully?
No, it's fine. We'll see in the commentary whether or not that was true, but
really?
I don't think it's, you're not a bully.
I don't think I think I'd be a terrible bully.
So after you
Sorry.
knew after 2 years, I'm going to go back to England and take all of my knowledge and skills.
No, not really. It was like,
no.
it was sort of like the best way to describe it. I went to Adelaide Fringe. I got this thing called the Ideas Tap Award. Ideas Tap used to be this really cool online for young people to get access to shows. I did Vault Festival, and it was like my first proper solo thing. And I was doing this show about Barbarella, the comic book.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got, because I just completed my master's. I didn't have really. I really had no idea. Like, I hadn't been signed by management. I was still in comedy. There was like...
So you were in that limbo period.
Limbo period of going, do I want to go down the academic route?
Yes.
Or do I try and see if I can make this work one more time? And then, I can't remember what had happened, but someone said, do Adelaide Fringe.
Yes.
And so I did crowdfunding and I raised enough money to get the venue higher. And I got accepted to do producers for 2 weeks. I'd never gone to Australia before.
There's a lot of physical theater in Australia.
Yeah, and I went out to Adelaide, and I had no idea. I was so green, and I went out there. Helen Duff was there, Trygve Wakenshaw was there, Dr. Brown was doing a workshop, Penny Greenley. There were so many different alternative clowns and artists, and there was this amazing Canadian comedian called Nick Nemiroff who sadly passed away. And he was just superb. Like, he did Conan, I think. Like, there was just a really beautiful group of us, and Demi Lardner and Damien Gary Starr, and like, I'd never met so many weirdos.
Brethren,
And
you will.
Yeah, and I was only 24, but it was a real community of people who are also in Australia, like the comedy, like there's so many amazing alternative comics we know from Australia. But the truth is the Australian scene doesn't necessarily support the alternative artists there. So like that's often why they travel and go elsewhere. But like they're really like thirsty. And then Dr. Brown said to me, I did his course, Phil, and he went, look, he was like, he's American. He's like, oh, yeah, really cool. He was like, you do Galia. So I thought, okay. And then I thought you had to apply. I just sent an email to Michiko and she went, pay the deposit and you can come. So I paid the deposit.
That's the beauty of his class, right?
That was it. So you turn up and it's basically everybody. Well, it was when I went there. Like, the youngest person was 18. There was someone much older, like a proper adult. So many different mixed experiences. There was one guy, James, who had been a bus driver and just found details of it on the internet. Like,
he kept doing this all the time.
he was a really good clown.
No.
He was, but like, when you think about most drama schools,
Right.
So I get really defensive when people slag off Golia, like the Golia group, and I'm like, it's one of the most. Anyone
they
can
shouldn't,
go.
though.
Literally anyone can go. You can pay in cash. You can pay in monthly installments. It's much more affordable than any other drama school. It's so much cheaper to stay there than it is like come to London to go to a drama school.
Okay, what if this happened? What if 1 month you go up to Galia and you say, I'm so sorry, I can't afford the next class. What do I do?
I think they have lots of things that they did. Like they were genuine, like a lot of. I'm going to answer your question sincerely, but like I was lucky I could afford to go. Like I'd saved up before time, so I wasn't in that state. But I knew other people who were, which was why it was like a buffet system. So someone would go away for a couple of weeks, they'd work, and then they'd come back to do the next season.
For the next,
Yeah, and so that happened a lot, and they would reserve people their space if they knew. And like when I say I did the full 2 years, I didn't do clown in the second year because I had to come back to the UK to work. So I went back and then I did the Ducky Homosexualist Summer School at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern.
As one does.
Well, yeah, with the Ursula Martinez. She was our mentor for that. And that was really important to me. So I think, in truth, like having that experience and then just starting to make work. And I was so insecure in my body, and Philippe would always say, you don't want to be beautiful, you don't want to be you're so desperate to be liked, but we don't like you when you're trying to be nice. We like it when you're a bitch. And I think for me, because I was always...
That's what I'm saying. You know, the comedy comes from not caring about how you look.
Yeah. So like releasing that bitch and like releasing a lot of...
Your inner bitch.
Yeah, like, and I started dressing up as like boof, and I really discovered bouffon, which was the thing I really loved. And like... Yeah, and then I made this show Swan just for fun because I'd made in between that period of time. Sorry, am I talking too much?
No, you just did a show out of the blue?
Well, so in between the first year and the second year of Golier, because I made Being Barbarella, I've made about 16 to 18 solo shows now.
That's great.
But I made a show called Pelican, which was an emotional show.
You're doing a solo show right now.
Am I?
No. I mean, you're that busy that you're probably thinking of one right now.
Well, yeah. No, so I've got 5 shows on the go at the moment. So the ones at the Soho Theatre are Swan, which is the one-woman production of Swan Lake in an hour in French. Then there's Chiff Chaff, which is the verbatim musical about the economy. So I lip-sync interviews with me and my dad about economics. And I'm really proud of that one.
That's
great. Doesn't get enough. This one always gets loads of praise, Swan, because it's just pure silliness for silliness' sake. And I love that. And it's really punk, and I'm proud. And every time it changes because I'm getting better as a performer. Chiff Chaff is more complex because there is more meat to it, I think, especially as I've gotten older doing it. And then there's Raven, which is the bouffon comedy horror show inspired by Stephen King and that's like really hard, and I'm really proud of that one. That's
Oh,
a lot of mine.
nice.
And then there's Horses, which is on in January in the Soho Theatre, and that's me reenacting all my favourite horses from history.
Really?
And that's about playing. That uses a lot of verbatim theatre and stuff. And then the new show, Woman on the Edge, is about, and I'm making this at the moment, which was what I previewed in Amsterdam. And this show is about, because I was meant to get married this year in June, and then me and my fiancé broke up in March.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
And so it was really stressful because I was pretending to be a horse and I was on tour of Australia, and then I had to do a tour in the UK, and I was just having a bit of a terrible time, to be honest. And then, and like in that whole relationship about yourself, and you get like that fragmentation. You know, have you seen Vertigo by Alfred Hitchcock?
Yes.
She's like, can you just love me for the way I am? And I'll change for you. And that thing that you do, sometimes you forget to love, because we're so used to how we're being viewed constantly from the outside in. You forget to kiss your own body to sleep at night. So the show's called The Woman on the Edge, and it's basically about a woman on the edge, like a Hitchcockian fragmentation. And then it's also about how I find it very difficult to just be me, neutral, calm, because I think the worry I always have is that if it wasn't for all the things I'm brilliant at, I don't think I've got any value. So it's me being this woman on the edge going, I'm so sorry, I don't know who I am anymore. And like going out and going, I just need somebody. And I keep on finding all these bananas and like all these things. And then when I break down and I become me, I find I can never perform in my own voice on stage. Like I find this really, so it's always a character. So I can't do this. So I've written this text, and then I get an audience member, another woman, to read it, and I lip sync it. And it's not funny. It's me just being like, these are the things that have happened this year.
Oh, that's good.
And then it splits between the two. And there's lots of other things, and there's lots of magic tricks.
Would you ever do all 18 shows in a row?
Yeah.
Like a marathon. I'm just saying, before you get way too many shows.
Yeah, I would do, like, as long as, like, yeah, if the space is right and I've got the right team to help me.
Yeah.
I think we can do anything. I think you can do anything if you put your mind. Like, at the end of the day, they got those 3 men back from space on Apollo 13. Like, I always think about this. Anytime I
How
think...
did they do that?
It's incredible,
Toilet
isn't it?
paper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
When you think about, they had the carbon monoxide poisoning and they just
Rubber
looked at
hose.
everything and
they put it out on the table. They had crayons.
No, they didn't.
Borscht.
Oh,
They had a bowl of borscht.
you're joking now.
No. I mean, but they had all this stuff.
I can see why people can't tell. I always believe you.
And they did it. How did they? If they can do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this is why. Well, failure is not an option is what Gene Kranz said when they were like, we need to get them home. And they were like, failure is not an option. That's our family mantra. Failure is not an option. And every time I think anything's too difficult, I think of those 3 men in space.
But I think you're up to that challenge
so beautiful.
because, I mean, to just do 3 shows within a span of 10 days, that's pretty big accomplishment right there.
Do you know what? I'm really proud of it. I think in hindsight, I probably, because I just donated my eggs as well. And so I was on hormone therapy.
To NASA?
I would give anything to NASA. I love NASA.
Shoot them into space.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be much use. Oh, then let someone fertilize and made a little alien baby.
Yes.
No, I donated my eggs because I was like, well, these ones are going to go to waste. But like, people need them. And one of 154 children in the UK is born via sperm or egg donation.
1 out of 154
children. And so, and when you actually think, statistically speaking, people think it's a very rare thing. It's actually
Do you mind
immensely...
if we call that a fun fact?
We can call that.
We'll call it a fun fact.
I think population and encouraging birth rates is fun because we're actually in a real issue here with people not having children.
You and Musk.
Yeah, the pro-naturists, they're bizarre. Me and my dad actually did an economics podcast on this as well. But
God, you guys have been covering everything.
He's really cool. I really like him. I love my family.
Well, I mean, not many people can say that. It's usually one parent or the other.
I mean, it's not always been great, but like, I'm very grateful that like my siblings, like we all argue a lot, and also because me, Lulu, and Jode, we all didn't, we all went to boarding school, so our relationship to each other is slightly different. Like we're really close.
Do they support your venture into the arts?
My brother will call me and he'll be like, right, Emily, I've booked 10 tickets to see your show. and I'm bringing all my friends. Okay, just to let you know. Right, I've told everyone. And then, like, they literally, my brother will come repeatedly to my shows, and it's like, it's really special.
How does he
actually.
sit in the chair? He doesn't
sits
go like this.
He sits
does
like
he?
this because he's doing what when I was a kid, used to watch my dad give speeches. I would never remember anything my dad said because I was so busy looking at everyone else because I would be so nervous watching my dad going, oh, I would be, and because
His lectures?
yeah,
Yeah.
And even now, like I was in Warsaw teaching the other day, and I was on my own in the hotel room.
Wait, what were you teaching in Warsaw?
Clowning and Buffon, and it was.
So you teach this everywhere?
Yeah, so I travel around the world teaching clown. I love it.
You teach business people? That's where you need to do it, right?
I do get business. Like there was one guy in one of my classes. I won't say from where. One that I've taught this year, and he was like, I do public speaking, and it's good for me to learn to be free in my body, which is why I would like to be a baby dinosaur. Today, it's good. I will apply this to my business acumen. It helps me be more free, and I feel much more free in myself. So I really love these individuals who come and like are very vulnerable because they're trusting you, which is why. I mean, I love teaching.
I have friends that they do improv workshops for businesses and stuff. Because, the business wants you to free up your mind. Use the right side of your brain as well as your left.
I think that's a myth, though, about the different side. Like, I think they do merge together. There's a side...
Just go with it.
Okay, so...
No. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm just saying that's what's going on right now.
Do I need to be giving you more? What can I do to go yes and your jokes? Because
no.
I'm taking everything you say with great seriousness.
That's fine.
Is
That's the give and take of an interview, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, have you ever done straight stand-up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite good at it. But I just, it doesn't...
It bores you.
It doesn't give me pleasure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I spat everywhere.
Because it's just all verbal, or most of the time it's verbal.
Yeah, and I just don't, I'm in admiration of some phenomenal good stand-ups, and I watch the way they do jokes, and I love it. But for me,
Rob
to
Beckett.
write... Yeah. But to sit down and just, when I see them in Edinburgh, they're often in coffee shops, literally writing. While I go to like this morning, I booked a rehearsal studio for 3-4 hours, and I just sort of play audio recordings of my family that I've interviewed, or like a newspaper article I found interesting, and I've recorded myself reading it, and then I just move to it until an idea comes.
Oh, so you're living life.
Like I try and make, the way I make work I've realised isn't, or the way that I find pleasure doing it isn't like that. And then I go, as much as I want to, that when you meet people and they're like desperate, you meet people and go, I want to be a wacky comedian. And
Yeah.
You're not wacky though. You're actually really funny when you're just kind of boring.
Yeah.
So just do that.
Embrace your boring.
Just embrace exactly who you are. Like I think we spend so long trying to do what we think we have to do, and just play. This is why showing off. If you're good at the amount of times you teach someone and they go, yeah, I'm really good at dancing. And I'm like, well, why don't you dance on stage? Well, it just feels a bit like, and I'm like, you're literally good at something.
Well,
do it.
I have this theory too. A lot of people, they skip over the thing that they're good at is almost like a guilt thing. Like, I'm good at this. I should be working harder at something. And then it takes a while, and sometimes they come back to it and they go, why wasn't I doing this all along? I love playing the fiddle with no shoes.
Yeah, if you're good at playing the fiddle, play the bloody fiddle. You meet people and they tell you their idea, and then I'm like, okay, and you just sort of let someone talk, and you're like, it's like when you direct someone or work with someone in a room, I just like them to freestyle talk for like however long, and I listen. And then they'll casually drop in like, oh, yeah, and like when I was in Russia, I'm like, oh, Russian. They're like, oh, yeah, I speak fluent Russian. And I'm like, oh, do you ever speak fluent Russian on stage? And I'm like, well, no, why would I? No, you can speak a different language. How many, can you speak many?
12.
Yeah, and then you're like, why the hell? If you can speak this
Aren't you doing that?
Aren't you using it? Or someone will go casually, oh, yeah, I do
Then
yoga.
you have a trap door.
Yeah.
Get out.
Go. But yeah, that's how I sort of make stuff. But then also it's good to... I think it depends what makes you funny. I always pick something I'm not good at for each show so I can get better at it. So by the time I wasn't very good at physical comedy, now I'm good at physical comedy. I wasn't good at verbatim theatre, now I'm really good at verbatim theatre. Like I like building up. I
This
couldn't do
is the thing,
BSL, now
though.
I can do BSL.
With you talking, I have all these questions,
Sorry.
and then by the time you stop, we're at another question.
Sorry.
No, but I would say, can you figure out what makes each person funny? How long would it take you to do that?
I'm I'm good at it.
Quick.
I'm pretty quick.
Okay.
But I mean, I've taught for a really long time, and I take it so fucking seriously, and I read so much about it. But the main goal is just you watch people. You just watch people. You watch how they breathe. You study their body. Like,
On the street.
yeah.
Or yeah.
Or just I really like it's that. Yeah. Well, it's just. I don't want to say the phrase reading people, but it's just asking specific questions and working out what. And also asking people what they need, because I think listening to what people need will tell you
what
how
do you
they're funny.
need?
Yeah, when I teach someone, I say, what do you need? And then if someone says, I just need to feel, the common one is often I need to free, or I just need to be silly. And that opens up, that tells you everything about, you've got a lot of stuff on right now.
Right.
We can't analyze.
Go home and watch Dexter.
Yeah.
Right?
We just need to keep it light, yeah.
Oh, yeah, keep it light.
Or
Now,
watch Dexter. I mean, I love blood.
Yeah. Do they have lots of blood in Dexter?
Well, yeah, it's a murder thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or did you just say Dexter, but you didn't know what it was? Or did you mean Dexter's Laboratory?
No, I knew it was the show Dexter, but I heard it's a 15 and not an 18. So I wasn't sure about the blood level. So you were talking about in Australia how you felt like you met all these people that were alternative comedy. Do you feel like that group, they stick by each other more than, because stand-up comics sometimes can be a little bit competitive.
I think I never.
Was there any backstabby behavior?
No, I've never experienced that. Or if I have, I'm not aware of it. So I suppose that's the good thing. The backstabbing's not impacted the vertebrae. Like I've managed to walk around relatively unscathed. But I think what I like the Adelaide Fringe now, I'm going there this year and I'm at the Courtyard of Curiosities and it's organised by Britt and Nick. It's a really beautiful, like Britt and Nick have curated this phenomenal family of artists and alternative performers, but like the WhatsApp group, and then we had this beautiful day earlier this year. Like the support for each other is immense, and I can say that as also because I had a tough year, and like the comics around me, and actually to my ex as well because they knew him. Like to both of us has been just so phenomenal, and no picking sides. Like just
they haven't taken sides.
No,
and usually they take sides.
Yeah, but also if someone has their own sides, it's like we're all professionals here, and also I think in the alternative comedy world, and I suppose also to an extent at Golia, it was quite not debauched, but you were very intimate with everyone, your close friends. Everybody slept with each other. Like there's a lot of I think more open understanding about how relationships rise and fall, and being professional and those. And it's why I love the, like Stamp Town, that whole group of the clowns. And I went to Golia with a lot of those guys. And I love that collection of artists, the way everyone comes together. And
what is Stamp Town?
It's a really cool...
Postal workers?
Stamp Town comes from like the Golia Etomp, so stamp. And it's like a cool clown mixed bill night. And it's run by these two cute little Canadian boys. Is Zach Canadian? I think he's from New York, actually. Zach Zucker, Johnny Woolley, and this whole gang of cool artists. And just, like, it's all what I like about clowns is...
You should write a history book of clowning.
That was what I'd really like to do, actually.
That would be great. Because people would get up to speed on it. Because I think it's in the zeitgeist now in comedy.
Yeah, it really is. And John Davison actually is a really cool academic and clown teacher, and he does a really great online clown theory course and very affordable clown teaching courses. But he has a book called Clowns about the history of clowning, and I think it's one of the best.
But I
books you
think
could
you
read.
could add to the level of the modern day clowning.
Yeah, I'd love to. Like, I've wanted to write that for years, but I just, truthfully, I never have the time because I'm either teaching or making a show. And to sit
I
and
know.
write a book. Do you ever have this? Like, do you want to, like...
No, but what I'm saying is I know people who have been doing this with improv and sketch
Yeah.
because it's now part of the zeitgeist. You know, like people are sort of breaking down things and they're nerds in every type of field.
My plan for 2026 is actually like I need to make this new show.
Okay.
But I'm touring Australia with Swan. But in between that, I want to write.
Would
write
you
a book
ever
about
write when you're on tour? No, it's too
really
much.
hard. It's so hard, isn't
It's
it?
too
'Cause
much.
everyone thinks that my sister said this to me and my dad said this to me when I was every year when I go to Edinburgh.
Don't ride on tour, they would say.
Don't. Well, they say my dad just says. Well, both my parents say. My mum's like, you have to go to bed and you have to rest. And my dad goes, you treat yourself like an athlete. During the Olympics, you don't see the guy who's running 100 meters doing a casual 5K in the morning
Stand-ups don't
or going
do that.
swimming. You just have to. You sleep. And my sister went, Emily, you've got to treat yourself like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is an athlete, and that Eras tour was so grueling. And you need to. My sister always tells me to be like Taylor Swift.
Well, you know what TS does? She's on the treadmill and she goes through her whole show on the treadmill.
I do that.
So that's what you need to do.
I do that
Or
as
you
a
do
swim.
that.
I go swimming every day, and I go through every single show.
That's what I do. It's stand up.
But it's
No
important.
way.
But do you find this, like, do you warm up before your shows? Like, you know, like improvisers, they like...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4...
You would not have liked me if we were in an improv group together.
I don't believe that.
Because I
for a
would
second.
shy away from the... Somebody would always go, let's warm up. Zip!
Oh, I hate Zip.
Zap!
No! No! Away.
Zap!
I hate it so much.
No!
I hate games. Oh my God, when you do a workshop, I hate paying to do a workshop and they're like, let's play some games. No, teach me some fucking skills. Call it an exercise, goddammit. Games nonsense, we're not 4. Right, we're going to be an octopus and we do it fucking properly. Don't piss about.
Octopus! No games!
I don't-
You're an octopus now!
Yeah,
And a bus driver.
Yeah.
Right?
I like you. You're fun.
Oh, okay. Oh, the verdict's out. Usually they don't say it till the end.
Oh, really?
I really hated this interview or something like that. Yeah. Did you just raise your hands? No. Okay.
We were saying something, and then I had a thought, and I can't remember it now.
Oh, about, yeah.
Regarding warming up, this is something I find really funny about comedians, and I think it's the difference, like how stand-ups unintentionally don't respect their own art form, because the amount of times I go to a comedy gig and the other stand-ups would just be like drinking and chatting, they'll maybe like flick through their book, and then they go on stage and you go, you've not done a vocal warm-up, you've not stretched out. Not saying even if you're standing still, there's a headspace. Like we don't, it's very rare. I think the more pro you get, and like obviously during Edinburgh, people realise the pressure and the stakes and the cost of it. But I would always say to newer acts, warm up, find somewhere. Like I always remember doing that. Like I remember doing a Funny Women gig many moons ago and being the only girl like backstage before we went on stage doing warm-ups, and everyone was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm just doing stand-up.
Who's that girl in the corner doing all those windmills?
I was doing pan like power poses, and I was doing all this sort of stuff to stretch my body out to calm my breath down, so I could go on stage and because you sometimes watch artists come on stage and they're like, do you know when they come on? They go, hi, my name is, and anyway, I don't know if you know, and it's such fun. Everything they're saying is so funny, but nobody is laughing because no point have I actually come on stage and taken a breath.
Yeah.
Or they breathe through their nose. And you're like, don't breathe through your nose. If you breathe through your nose, people will think that you're not breathing.
Stand-ups don't
Breathe through
do
your
enough
mouth.
of that. But I will say this.
Sorry.
From my perspective, I like to get there early. Because I don't like to be, you're on in 5 minutes. You rush in and you just go on stage. You have no idea what the environment's like. You can't soak up the room. And then you're right. Talking is good beforehand. You need to get your voice to where you want it to be.
Drink lots of proper water, and then also watch all the other acts. I always think, like, you don't watch it just to, even if they're not funny, it doesn't matter. Even if you've seen them before, watch everyone perform. Look exactly, because I've seen comics die who are so funny because they turned up late and then they talk to the same one and they touch on stuff that you go, if you were here earlier, you would have known that there's a whole vibe.
Oh, and people in the audience, too.
And the audience get it. And the
I
audience...
didn't know you were an amputee. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they almost hate you for it when you start to go over old... I agree with that.
Yeah. And not staying to watch the headliner. I've noticed that so many, like, with newer acts now, not staying to watch the headline. You're like, the headline is where you're going to learn the most. Like, watch them, because they might not be funny. They might be doing brand new material. But just watch how they're breathing.
But what if you have to catch a train or something?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But then I always think if I have to leave to catch a train, I get there earlier to watch as many acts as I can. And I notify people if I'm going to shoot off.
Or you just stay overnight at the club.
Yeah, you just live there.
Yeah. Some people do.
I've done that. I've like, if I knew there was an act I really wanted to see and I wasn't going to get home, I'd find, like... Especially when I started, but then, I don't know, I was obsessed
You went
with
for
comedy.
it. You went for it.
I went for it, but I also was still like, I was a baby and it was all very overwhelming. Nice.
Kenny and I know somebody, Barry, who lives at a club.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah, Barry,
runs
yeah.
the club.
Does he live there?
Yeah.
I didn't realise he lived there.
Yeah.
He's a lovely man.
Yeah.
And he's got lovely parents.
He does?
I saw them I think they were queuing to see the Queen when she passed away. I saw him. He was with his parents. I think they'd gone to the queue. Anyway, I bumped into him.
They're both economists.
Are they?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
No, I just need to learn to stop being gullible.
Now listen.
It's like every time a guy tells me I'm the first girl he's ever slept with and fallen in love with, I'm like, oh my God, this happens every time. Okay.
Now, there is a segment in the show.
Okay.
It's called Fill in the Blank.
Okay.
All right. I ask you 5 questions with a blank, and you just fill it in. Usually, don't try to be funny. Just say what
I never
comes in
try
your
to
mind.
be
Okay,
funny.
Yeah. In fact, that's good. The last song I heard today was blank.
Go by the public service broadcast. Oh, wait, no. Is it meant to be funny or am I just answering honestly?
No.
Go by public service. It's about the Apollo 11 landings. And it's an incredible...
You're obsessed with Apollo.
I'm obsessed. I'm listening to Gene Kranz's memoir right now.
Oh, okay.
I love space. Okay.
Didn't he die recently, Gene Kranz?
No, he's still
okay.
alive.
Being a blank is so hard these days.
A human being.
Yeah.
I know you said don't try and be funny, but the problem is they're not funny. Like, I'm just...
What's wrong with human being? That's really, it is
I think
hard.
it is hard.
Yeah.
Every day is difficult.
It's a lot harder than a dog, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are, though, I'm so upset that they can't see in colour. Oh, isn't that awful?
Do we know this for a fact?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Blank is a big problem for me, especially around the holidays.
My first thought was being fertile.
Right.
But no, that's mainly just because I've been on... So I was donating my eggs, and I'll be really honest with you. They didn't quite tell me the impacts it was going to have on my body because you're growing all the follicles at the same time. And I was so horny. Like so immensely aroused whilst I was in Warsaw. It was actually debilitating. And I've never been like that. So much so I had to leave the Jewish Museum in Warsaw early. And it's quite an extensive museum. Like, they recommend you take about 5 hours to look around it. I got about 2.5 hours through, and I thought it's actually disrespectful because I was so aroused, not by anything. I was just so like, it was just like I felt like I was transforming.
It wasn't the museum?
No, well, the museum was it's a beautiful museum,
Right.
and like The layouts were really great, and the rooms, like 10 out of 10 museum. But one man said to me, he was like, "Oh, you are not, there's still a lot of the exhibition to go." And I said, "I'm so sorry, I'm ovulating, and I need to go home."
You told him that?
Well, yes. Well, I didn't want to lie and say, "Oh no, I've had enough juice. Thank you very much." That would have
Right.
been, do you know what I mean? Like, terrible thing to say, and that's obviously not true. Very pro the Jewish Museum,
right.
but I was too horny. It felt wrong,
Yeah.
especially because we were going into the later parts, and it
Gets worse. Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah.
And I just thought there's sort of some. Anyway, so I left home to like sort myself out. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think I'm still coming down from that, and now it's the Christmas period, but now I can re-feel myself ovulating again. So I'm just full of joie de vivre in my body.
So Christmas is a time of ovulation.
For me.
La 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 la. I'd rather be a blank than a blank. No, wait. Yeah, that's right.
I'd rather be a guinea pig than a hamster.
Really? Because I heard guinea pigs, if you hold them upside down, their eyes fall out. Is that true?
I mean, you should never hold a guinea pig upside down anyway because their spines are so delicate. It's like you should never put a guinea pig in a wheel. People always think guinea pigs should go in wheels. No, that's really, really bad. Hamsters, fine. But guinea pigs also, so I used to write for Guinea Pig magazine, and guinea pigs are herd...
I think my subscription ran out.
Do you subscribe?
I used to. But,
Oh,
yeah.
it's a really beautiful magazine.
Blank
Yes.
is better than popcorn when watching a movie.
Well, I said having sex, didn't I? But now to say that again would suggest that I just desperately want to talk about having sex on your podcast, which isn't really what my branding... Well, I don't want to.
Well, you are ovulating.
I'm so ovulating.
Right.
No, but I think focusing now. I'm going to swap focusing and watching the film.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
need you to have a snack, actually. Just enjoy the masterpiece.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we can have the popcorn in the bar and we can talk about the film.
But like I said, at home now is the big test because you want to watch something on TV. People are making noise, throwing things.
This is the thing. Behaviour has changed so much during the cinema. My mum used to do this when we were little. My mum doesn't like people sitting near her. Well, none of us do, actually. And when we would we used to go to the cinema all the time. We love cinema. My mum used to wake us up in the middle of the night and go, "You need to watch this now." And my mum would take us into the living room and she would show us Terminator 2. But in one section, she would, "This is what acting is." And she would show me scenes of Sarah Connor discovering the Terminator, and then she would say, "Go back to bed." And she really educated us about cinema.
Have a nice night now.
Yeah, but we would, we watched so many films as a family. But I remember we'd go to the cinema, and if people who were naughty would come near us, it was the period of time when kids really were kicking off in the cinema. My mum would pretend to turn into a monster. She would sit there and go, and she would start doing all this.
What would the kids do?
And then the kids would freak out and run out of the cinema, and then we'd all laugh, and then we'd carry on watching the film in silence.
That's great.
And my mum did it. We once did this to get to see Shaun of the Dead at the cinema. My brother was about 7 or 8 at the time, little boy, and we all wanted to go with Nanny Squeak. I think Granddad Squeak had just died, and so I think at the time we really wanted to just do something as a family to have fun. So it was either it was either Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead, but one of those ones. And we realised it was a 15. So
Probably Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, so I could get in because I always looked much older. My sister, my mum we just put on some extension eyelashes and made my sister look super a little bit more adult. And then we put my brother and dressed my brother up as a little girl, like a teenage girl. And we put him in heels and we put him in drag so he could go in. And then we went through and then what happened, it was the Odeon Tunbridge Wells and there was always a guy who would check your tickets and double check. We get the tickets checked and then we walked through and then suddenly he went, hey, wait a minute. How old's that one? And my mum just went, run! And we all ran into different cinemas.
Really?
Oh my
we did all get
to see the film because I think my dad was like, "This is my daughter and she is 15 years old." And we all got to see the film.
Later.
Yeah, we all got to see the film. But we used to, my mum would always...
we're all criminals.
My mum would always dress us up as so we could get into films. She'd be like, "How old is the film? Is it an 18?" I don't think she ever took us to 18s, but she'd take us to...
That's great.
We saw a lot of cinema.
I didn't. I've got to do that.
So I think it's a really cool bonding experience with your parents, actually. I think it's a parent's responsibility at some point. You have to do something slightly illegal
My kid
with your
wanted
kids
me
to show
sneak him in.
them, I've always got your back. I am a little bit rock and roll, but it actually means you, because I think because my parents were very strict,
Wait here
but
in
like,
the car. I'll
but
be
like-
in the bank.
but they would be like, they would do some cool stuff, which always meant actually, I think me, Lulu, and Jared didn't really rebel so much. We didn't go totally mad because I kind of thought, I said when
You
I
were
said to my
already rebelling.
yeah,
with
but
your-
it was sort of like safe. Like I remember when I took drugs for the first time, like I got a bit overwhelmed. Actually, I took drugs
your
properly.
dad sold it to you.
My dad sold it to me, yeah,
Yeah.
for a good rate
Good.
because the price mechanism was one of the most
Yes,
important parts.
there was good supply and demand.
But like I would always tell them these things because I felt safe because my mum would go, I never want you to not tell us because the reality is if you ever get into a situation, I need to be get you. So I'd something, no matter how mad the situation was, if I knew I'd gotten myself into a pickle,
You could get out
I
of
would
it.
I would ring and they'd go, where are you? And they would always
I'm
be
in
there.
a pickle.
Because I knew they would tell me off, but also I knew they had my back. I'm literally in a pickle. I'm such a clown. Mine. So I was trying to be fun.
Yeah. Well, Elf, give us one more dose of the dates that you'll be at Soho.
So I'm at the Soho Theatre from tomorrow, the 12th of December till the 20th. I'm doing Swan, Chiff, Chaff and Raven on rotation. And then I go to the Soho Theatre again in January doing Horses, which is the one that they've all won awards, actually. They're all
Yes,
very,
you've won so many awards recently.
which is really nice.
Yeah.
And it's been, you know what, for a relatively difficult year, it's actually been quite a nice, like looking at all the things. It is quite nice looking at those things going, oh, well, that's
It's all
cool.
coming to fruition.
Yeah, it's
all
all-
of your hard work.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
a really lovely feeling
Yeah.
to be 34 and going, we're doing okay, kid.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of that. And then
And I'm ovulating.
and I'm full of ovulating, but no, it's not. And ovulating, and then hopefully other women will get to ovulate with the eggs and then they get to have their babies, and
catches on.
then that's nice. So overall, I think 10 out of 10. Life is achievable.
Yes.
It's hard, but remembering that Apollo 13 and there are guinea pigs in the world, and every day I'm just very lucky that I get to be alive.
Well, thank you, Elf, for sharing, and thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Wow. I think that we know Elf quite well now, don't we? And a little bit of me. That's good on her for, turning the tables, as people do. Rats. Listen, if you guys like this podcast, please press subscribe. And make a little thumbs up if you like it. And comments. I'm going to be answering questions. I hope that you keep on this show. Keep on? Yeah, keep on keeping on. And we're going to make the show touchdown. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Rich Fulcher's Talk Box.